Hey, I'm Larissa from Beekeeping Made Simple, and this video is about selling your honey and other products from your beehive wholesale. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to find wholesale clients, how to get a barcode, and how to price your honey for wholesale. Now, when you sell your honey wholesale, you're usually selling your honey for a little bit less than what you would be selling retail, like when you were doing a farmer's market or selling direct to friends and family. But the reason why wholesale is a great way to sell your honey is because you're selling a whole bunch of it all at once, and you don't have to spend that time actually doing the direct to customer sell. It is my second top source of income, and the apiary I used to work for, that was their #1 source of income. The general rule of thumb is that a store will mark up your product 30 to 40% more than what you're selling it to them for, but most like small shops, like boutique kind of shops, will mark it up about 50% more. So keep that in mind when deciding how much you should be selling your honey for. Now, there are two different ways that you can sell wholesale. You can put your honey into small individually packaged containers like jars and put your own label on it and sell it to grocery stores and restaurants and cafes for them to sell direct to the customer. Or you can sell your honey in large tubs, like 1 and 2.5 gallon tubs, 5-gallon buckets, or even barrels. And those can go to honey packing places, which will then put it in their own jars with labels. Or you can sell it to restaurants and other companies that just use the honey in their products. A couple of places that I sell my honey so wholesale that you should also look into is selling to people that have a table at the farmer's market. Even one place actually sells their own honey and lotions and salves, and they contacted me because I make beeswax candles and they don't make a lot of candles. And they bought my candles at wholesale prices and sold it at their farmer's market table. And then another great place to sell wholesale to are farms, especially if they have a CSA. They can sell honey in addition to their produce at the table, and it doesn't spoil, which is great for them. Or if they have a CSA, they can put it in their CSA basket at the time of year when they don't have a lot of produce growing. Just keep in mind that when you are selling wholesale to a lot of these stores, making the deliveries can be a real pain in the butt and very time consuming. That's why I prefer to sell wholesale to a honey packing company, and they do all the work, than making all these deliveries to lots of stores. So this is what I recommend doing. This is what's worked for me when it comes to getting a wholesale client. What you're going to do is just make a list of all of the potential stores that you could sell to in your area. Stores that are not too far of a distance that you would be able to make, or you're willing to make deliveries. They could be further away, but maybe you go in that direction to go visit your grandma at some point. And then you're going to go to all these websites and find the contact information. If you know someone that works there, great, ask them for the contact information. Usually on the website, there's an info@whatevermarket.com, contact us at whatevermarket.com. You're not going to go to the big chain grocery stores. Usually they have some kind of buyer, and they have this middleman that people pay to have their products in those stores. You can try them if you want to. Some of like the Whole Foods and those types of stores, you might have individual managers looking to buy products, but for some of the big chain grocery stores, emailing the manager isn't going to get you far. If you can't find the contact information for a few places, sometimes what I've done is just send a general email out to info@ and then the name of their website.com, or contact us at .com, just to see. Sometimes you get it sent back, and every once in a while it goes through. In the email, what you want to do is say, "Hi, I noticed that you have a great honey selection, but you don't have blah, blah, blah," which is something you sell. "Can I drop off a sample? I would love to provide your store with this product. Can I drop off a sample?" Put like product sheet with all of our products is attached. Thank you. And then follow up in a few days. Another thing you can say is, "I noticed that you have a lot of great products from local farms, but you don't have honey." Or, "I noticed you have wildflower honey, but you don't have this blossom type of honey." And if you can't think of anything along those lines, then just say you are a local farm that sells raw honey you would love to sell at their store. Make it very short and sweet. If you can include a very short compliment, that's great. Include something that you're giving them that they would want. Don't talk about yourself. Don't make it long. Don't make it below the fold. If you're not familiar with that term, when you are at your computer and you're looking at a website or your email, there's certain content that you see right away. And then there's other content you have to scroll on your mouse to see. If someone is at their computer and they have to scroll to see anything, assume that they're not going to see it. They might, but very small percentage of people actually scroll. Whatever you want to say that's most important should be in the very first few lines. If you don't hear from them, follow up in about a week. Don't be annoying. If you still don't hear from them again, then you can follow up one more time. Or you can just stop by with a sample and ask to talk to the manager. Make sure that in that email you're asking them a question about a follow-up. Can I stop by to drop off this honey? Let me know a good day and time that you were there that I can drop off this product. And then if you do hear from them and they say sure, make sure your product is the best looking product that you have, along with your product sheet, along with a business card stapled to it. And then you're going to follow up again about a week later. Now, once you get your wholesale clients, it is really important that you follow up with them after you start giving them products. This is a big tip I have for you guys, especially to save you from a lot of headache during the holiday season, before Thanksgiving, when people are buying lots of stuff. If you deliver product to somebody, after a couple months, you can stop by the store if you like to see if they still have any left, or you can just send them a quick email that says, do you need any more? Sometimes what I found is that they will wait until they have no more product left, and then they email you and they want it in like less than a week, especially if it's during the holidays. So to prevent you from having to scramble and get this filled really fast, keep following up with people to see if they want more product. Also, once you've established a relationship and you've given them products, for a few months, and you've made a couple of deliveries, mention to them you also have other products that they might want to try out, and offer to drop by another sample. Or when you're making a delivery, give them a free couple samples of other products that you sell and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that we offer these products as well, or this is a new product we are trying out. I wanted to give you a sample, and if you're interested in selling it, let me know. Also, another big tip, once you start selling to one store, include that in your email to other places that you sell to that store. Take the logo from their website and put it really small at the bottom of your product sheet, and have like other companies that sell our product. Other ways that you can get like a quick wholesale account when getting started is to talk to the people you know already. Post it to Facebook, send an email out to friends and family and say that as they probably know, you are running a beekeeping business and you're looking to start selling your honey wholesale. Does anybody have a friend that works at a local restaurant or a cafe or a market or a deli or a grocery store, or any kind of store for that matter? Because that's the best part about honey. Even though it is a food, it is a non-perishable food. And so it could be at lots of little boutique shops that sell handmade items. It doesn't have to be a store that sells food. Now, if the store says that they need a barcode for your item, don't worry. You can just go to numerous websites, I have one listed below, and purchase a barcode. When I purchased one, it was $50 per barcode. You usually need one per product, and each size is a different product. So all you do is you give them money, they make a barcode for you. It's just a downloadable file that you put on your product. You just want to make sure the barcode is over a light colored background. You don't want it over any kind of fancy design or illustration, or it won't be they won't be able to read it and scan it at the store. You can make the barcodes pretty small, but just make sure you're putting like a white box behind it. Now, there's this whole other area to selling wholesale other than to the stores, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, which is selling your honey in bulk to honey packing companies. And this is what a lot of the larger apiaries do. They're selling barrels of honey, and a barrel of honey is a little under 700 pounds, and they will sell that to honey packing companies. These honey packing companies buy honey in bulk from beekeepers all over the place. They mix it all together, pasteurize it till there is no trace of any kind of pollen or anything in there, and they put it in all different kinds of jars with a variety of labels. This is a great way to start to make money as a beekeeper if you love keeping bees, you want a lot of hives, or you have 50 plus hives, and you hate that marketing part. You don't want to get wholesale clients. You don't want to deal with people. That's why you like to hang out with bugs for that's sometimes the case for me. And if that is you and you just want to have a couple hundred hives and that's your goal, then selling to a honey packing company is a great way to do it. Now, if you're not at the point that you're harvesting barrels of honey, you can start out by putting them in 5-gallon buckets or the 1 and 2.5 gallon tubs and selling them locally. And that would be to cafes, people that make bread, a lot of the people at farmers markets that are selling pastries, and restaurants and all of those markets. Now there are the big honey packing companies like Sue Bee, but there's a lot of smaller scale honey packing companies too. The first farm I worked for, Paradise Meadows, they bought their honey in 5-gallon buckets and they put it in their jars and they sold it locally to grocery stores. They did the same thing for their mac nuts and their coffee. And they weren't a big honey packing company, they were just buying 5-gallon buckets and selling them locally to stores on island and through their website and Amazon. So maybe you want to be the honey packing company, and when you don't have enough honey to pack, you can buy it from other local beekeepers. Or you can be the beekeeper that's just bringing in lots of honey and selling it to someone else that can deal with all the labels and the jars and the wholesale clients and the deliveries and all of that stuff. There are lots of options for you when you have honey. Stay tuned for one of my later lessons that talks about how to increase the amount of honey you're harvesting. If you have questions about how to get wholesale clients or what you need to do in order to sell your honey wholesale, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you're notified about my next business and beekeeping video. See you next time.